Hello everybody, today we're going to do section 7.2, complementary and supplementary angles. Before we get started, we do have to learn a little bit of vocabulary today. We have to learn what a complementary and supplementary angle is. So we'll start with complementary. Complementary angles are two or more angles with a sum of exactly 90 degrees. So it's two or more. You know that a right angle is one angle that is 90 degrees, but complementary is when you're putting two or more together that equal 90 degrees. Now for this, they can look one of two ways. The first way it could look is it could look like you have two separate angles. And this one could measure, let's say, 60 degrees. And this one here measures 30 degrees. Now please know that's not accurate. And if you add those two together, 30 plus 60, you get 90 degrees. So that would be considered complementary. Another way this could look is you could have two angles inside of a right angle, because we know that a right angle is worth 90 degrees, so if two or more angles actually make that up, they would be considered complementary as well. Supplementary angles, on the other hand, are two or more angles with a sum of 180. Again, it has to be exactly 180. Just like complementary, it can be done separate angles or angles together. Separately, they might look something like this, where you have an angle right there that measures 120 degrees, and you have an angle that measures 60 degrees, and 120 plus 60 equals 180. Or it could be two that are adjacent, like that, because you have a straight angle here, and the straight angle of course measures 180 degrees, so this angle and this angle together would have to make up that 180 degrees to make it supplementary. Part of your assignment today is you're going to be asked to tell if the angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither. Simply all that you'll do is you'll add them together, and if they make 90 degrees they are complementary, and if they make 180 degrees they are supplementary. Alright, for this part of the lesson, we're going to use the concepts of complementary and supplementary to determine the value of x in a geometric figure, and then we're going to be asked to find the measurement of each angle in that figure. So let's take a look at number one. Number one here, if you look, it is a straight angle, that the two together are making a straight line. Straight angles are always worth 180 degrees, meaning these two together would be considered supplementary. Then what we would do is now we would use that information to write an equation that would help us find the value of x. So for this one, we would take x plus 34 plus the other x, and together they all equal 180 degrees. To solve our equation, remember we got to combine our like terms, so I have 1x here and 1x here, so together that's 2x plus 34 equals 180. And when you're solving an equation, again, you're going to go inverse. We have to get rid of this positive 34 first. The opposite is a negative 34, giving us 2x equals 146 degrees. And then divide that by 2, and we find out that x equals 73 degrees. The last part of the assignment is to then go into the figure itself and figure out what each angle is worth. Well, this one here is worth x, so that one's easy. This one's worth 73 degrees. This one here is worth x plus 34, so using our calculators, we'll do 73 plus 34, and when you add them together, they are 107. And I can quickly check my work. If I add those together and they make 180, I know I got it right. For number 2, we look at this one and we see that it creates a right angle. We know that right angles are equal to 90 degrees, and 2 or more angles that equal 90 degrees are complementary. Alright, so using that information, we're going to write our equation. 4x for the first angle plus 36 for the second angle is equal to 90 degrees. And then what we'll do is we'll solve this. So we're going to take away the 36 first. And that leaves us with 4x is equal to 54. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 13.5. And it's okay that it's not even. Life does not come out even. And then, of course, the last part is we want to go up here and we want to substitute to figure out what these angles are worth. This one's already done for us, so we have to do 4x. So I'll do 4 times 13.5. And when I calculate that, I get 54 degrees. And quickly to check to make sure I'm right, 54 plus 36 is equal to 90. Alright, for numbers 3 and 4, I would like you to pause the video and try those two on your own to see if you can get them right. And then unpause it and I will show you the answers. Okay, so pause it right now and work on 3 and 4. Okay, let's see how you did. For number 3, it was a right angle that was formed by the two angles together. So that makes them complementary. When you solve the equation, it should equal 90 degrees and x equals 31. You go back and x is 31 and 2x minus 3, or 2 times 31 minus 3 is 59. If I add them together, I get 90 degrees. For number 4, it was a straight angle. Straight angles are worth 180 degrees, which makes them supplementary. So when I set my equation, I set both angles together to equal 180. Combine my like terms and solve, I get 33 degrees. And then I go and plug it in. 4 times 33 plus 7 is 139. And the other one was already done for us, that is 41. Again, adding them together, I get 180 degrees. Alright, number 5 is a word problem. It says that two complementary angles have a ratio of 7 to 3. What is the measurement of each angle? And in geometry, what we want to look for in a word problem is what is the vocabulary word in there that gives us an indication of what we are going to use. And in this problem, it's the fact that the angles are complementary. So we know that they are going to have to equal 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do, and this is a good strategy for all geometry problems, is I'm going to draw a picture. So complementary is 90 degrees, so I'm going to draw a picture of a right angle. And we have two angles here, so I'm going to split this into 2. It doesn't matter how you split it. It doesn't need to be accurate. It's more just to help you stay organized and stay focused. And we know that they have a ratio of 7 to 3. That means for every 7, there are 3. So we can call this first one 7x, and this one here 3x. So let's write our equation. 7x plus 3x is equal to 90 degrees. Combine our like terms, we get 10x is equal to 90 degrees. Divide by 10, x is equal to 9 degrees. Let's see if we answered the question. It says, what is the measurement of each angle? That's not what we found. We found what x is, so I have to now go back into our drawing and figure out what each angle is worth. So the first angle is worth 7x. That means 7 times 9, so that's 63 degrees. And the other one is 3x. That means 3 times 9, which is 27 degrees. Real quick, if I wanted to check my work and I add those together, I would get 90 degrees, which can guarantee that I got it correct. Number 6 is going to be very similar. This is two supplementary angles have a ratio of 4 to 1. What is the measurement of the largest angle? Again, the strategy for a geometric word problem is looking for the most important word in here that indicates how to basically go about it, and that's supplementary. Supplementary, of course, means they equal 180 degrees. So I'm going to draw a straight angle. And how many angles do I need? I need 2, so I'll split that into 2. Again, this doesn't matter. And their ratio is 4 to 1, so the bigger one would be 4x, the smaller one would be 1x. And we're going to write our equation. 4x plus x is equal to 180 degrees. Combine our like terms. A 4x plus a 1x is 5 total x's. And I would divide them both by 5, and x is going to equal 36 degrees. All right, see if we answered the question. What is the measurement of the largest angle? Well, x is the smallest angle, so what we have to do is we have to do 4x, which means 4 times 36. And we do 4 times 36, we get 144 degrees. So that is the measurement of the largest angle. Just real quick to check my work, 36 plus 144 equals 180, and that means I got it right. That should give you enough to do your work for today. If you have any questions, please let me know.